remember him, very vividly because he was from Arizona and I lived in Arizona at the time when he died. So, you got to think about that kind of stuff. Deborah, can you show me some of the chat? What is the chat talking about? I think this has been a good conversation so far. This y'all got some strong opinions, and I love it when we can come together about that.
So while we waiting on the comments to come up, another thing.
Okay, let me go in here.
In terms of the military,
D3DD440 says the military sounds like slavery. Anonymous said Pat Tillman was a fool. I mean, whether you think he was a fool or not, he still volunteered, and he didn't need to. Like he went and volunteered to serve his country. Oh, Armando says the queens are cooking today as usual. It says Anonymous also said the military is full of Southerners. That's why they renamed the military bases after the Confederacy generals. There's military bases that are named after Confederacy general. How is that legal? Like they're traitors to their country. Anyways, that's weird.
Yeah, but I can see that, right? Because even look at what's happening now. All the black names that were to get promotions, now all of a sudden all of their names are removed from the list, and they can't even be considered for promotions. That's exactly why I don't trust none of it. Not with our kids, not right with this stuff going on now. Nope.
And the thing about the military is, like somebody mentioned, one of you queens mentioned a little bit earlier that it does give you discipline. I think Dr. Felicia was saying about one of your family members that served. And I remember my very last boyfriend, he didn't have a father. He didn't grow up with his father. And he said, because I asked, and he had served 7 years in the Army. And I asked him, like, why did you join the military? He said he wanted to become a man, and he knew he didn't have a father. He knew that they were going to train him up to be a responsible man. And they did. He was very, very dependable and responsible. Like if he said, I'm going to be here at this time, he was there at that time. Like he was never one to flake out. So it does kind of step in, and it becomes that authority figure for them. D3DD4 says a humiliation ritual. I mean, yeah, but if you pledge Q Dog or Kappa Alpha Psi, whatever the fraternities, you're gonna be initiated, and that's part of being initiated into something that's humiliation. Shoot, I'm a doctor in medical school. They did the same thing. I said that I felt like I crossed over to something because they hazed the hell out of us in medical school. Definitely hazed us. I don't know about the psychology programs or for the psyche or
nursing,
for the
same thing.
Dr. Angeline, yours is in Doctors in Education.
Yes, and guess what? My book is called The Whiteness of Academia, AKKKA, and the Making of a Slave, because they put me through hell, and I turned my dissertation into a book and talked about it. So yes, that's real.
So we've been hazed, and if you go to get your doctorate, you've been hazed, okay? So it's a humiliation ritual. How bad do you want this piece of paper, baby? Let's see here. I do want to ask one more question, but before we start to go into final thoughts, I'm going to ask this question to Dominique. Dominique, what would you tell a young man turning 18 today?
In terms of the military? So I'm assuming because of, in terms of the military,